Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zach and we're doing another ECOMI VeVe video as per usual. Currently the price 0.002381 on a low of 2327 and a high of 2524. Now this is the second video in a series of videos I'm essentially doing now, where we're going to be taking a look at how VeVe's metaverse can essentially evolve using, of course, already existing technology that we have, which right now basically is video games, right? As far as a technological or technology based experience showing us certain things. So let's have a look straight at it. This time around I want to have a look at music. I want to talk about the music industry, talk about music NFTs. Now this is quite a large topic and by no means am I going to be able to break everything down in this video, but at least we can have a start and we can have a discussion about certain things, right? Now, if you remember what I was talking about in the last video about this, we were looking, of course, at the VeVe metaverse, right? This is the walkthrough I did a few days ago, I guess, maybe 4 or 5 days ago. And of course, we were looking at the future tech live experience, I believe it was. And of course, you could pick your, you could download some software, you could pick a character, you know, for one of these three. You could then customize it, you know, go with a purple, red, or green thing. I went with blue, and of course, each of these options that you have will generally be paid through ECOMI, right? And of course you might be able to, you know, use or, you know, essentially be Batman, be Spider-Man, you know, play around as one of those characters as we have licenses to those NFTs. But if we go forward, obviously, then we find ourselves in this sort of this environment, right? This digital environment, which is essentially a game, right? It's a game where you have a character and you can sort of walk around, look around and see what's going on. And this is not unique right now, right? What we're seeing right here is not specifically unique. It is in as much as like the brand and stuff. But what I want to show you is, again, a very similar virtual environment. That's why I say it's not unique as such, because we have a virtual environment right here. Now, again, some of you who watched the last video will know what I'm going over here, but essentially this is Grand Theft Auto 5. We have it open so that I can give you a better idea of what I can see happening with the VeVe metaverse or the VeVeverse further down the line, by all means, not anytime soon, right? This stuff takes a long time to develop. We've only just seen, of course, Showroom 2.0 come out maybe a month or so ago. Now, what we're in right now is my bedroom, right? This is where we start off, and I genuinely think that showrooms will at some point be more than just a showroom, right? We're going to actually have a living space, I would hope, where we can essentially, you know, sit back, relax, watch TV, watch films that we have licenses to, of course, and realistically sounds like we might have a few licenses to a few films, you know, Marvel, DC, Creative Licensing Corporation as well. We've spoken about that. Check that out if you haven't already. Very big deal that VeVe has managed to sign there. But of course, this is the bedroom. Now, the first thing I want to go over, of course, is the fact that you could obviously see NFTs being here, right? I have not decorated this apartment. GTA essentially has done this for me. When you buy the apartment, it comes furnished already. I have some books here. I have some magazines that GTA has put here inherently for me. And these would generally be NFTs, right? I could have a Marvel comic over there by my bedside. I could also have a book that would be an NFT, of course. And right here we have a phone. I wish GTA would stop prompting me to do stuff because I'm just trying to show stuff here. We have a phone right here with a speaker, right? And this is already where the music stuff comes in. It would be really interesting to see music essentially being playable in this place right here in my apartment, okay? But let's keep going forward, right? So for one, I could definitely see, in fact, I think we can even see speakers in the, yeah, in the top right, we can see a speaker up here, there's a speaker up here, etc. Now, if I had the radio on, you would hear the music. Unfortunately, because everything in GTA music-wise is copyrighted, I will not be showing that. But just imagine, of course, and I might even put some, well, I always put music on in the background, basically. So just imagine essentially having a living space, right? You have the tables here where we can sit down. If it's your thing, obviously there's a bong right here. Again, this was furnished before I came. Then we have some sort of, you know, we have paintings, we have other sort of collectibles, basically, you know, in a certain way. We even have a TV over here, right, which we can watch films on. But we're going to have a talk about TV and stuff later on. But essentially, yes, this is a place where we can listen to music and do whatever we want, you know, make food, drink, etc. Right? We have more places where, of course, the NFT posters can be, and we have a room here where, of course, we also have more sort of speakers, music stuff right here where I can change the music. Now, if we go into my garage, we'll have even more that we can see. And there's a lot to look at here. There's a heck of a lot to look at here. So now we're going down through the elevator. And we can see, of course, my cars. I don't play this game a lot compared to some people, which is why it's very bare bones. Well, to be fair, I used to, but I used to play on a different account when I was like 16, and I did very well in this game. I had a lot better cars. But this is where, of course, we would also have music, right? We have a radio right here, and you definitely have music generally playing in here. The only reason why we don't have music again is because it's copyrighted, and so every song that's in this game is currently turned down through the music dial. But if we quickly do this, you'll see what I'm talking about. Nope, because I haven't selected the music. If I do this, and then if I do this, so of course then you can start hearing music, but we're taking that straight off because I don't want to be copyright claimed. So let's get into a car. This is important. So what happened? So this already, we're in a car, and this is what we're hoping to see with obviously DeLorean driving it, being a drivable DeLorean, having the Batmobile, etc. Right? Having even the, what do you call it, the Back to the Future, not the DeLorean, the other one, the skateboard thing that we reported on. So essentially this is where we can just, we're in an open world right here. We have civilians moving around. Now in the VeVeverse, I would expect that these people to be actual people in a server, right? The only reason why we're not seeing actual people in GTA right here is because I'm in a solo session. GTA is horrible when it comes to online sessions because people try to blow each other up, because this is GTA at the end of the day, where you have RPGs, you have drug deals going on, etc. Right? I'm not sure what this car is trying to do right here. If they crash into me, I'm not going to be very happy. Oh, no, good. Anyway, but you can imagine right here, we have a radio, okay? And each of these radio stations has a whole playlist of music, right? And they are really well done. So there is what, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'd guess roughly around 26 radio stations. Now the reality is that hopefully, this guy doesn't, there we go. The reality is that hopefully, essentially, we will be able to drive around in wherever the VeVeverse is, basically. And if we keep in mind, right, let's have a quick go back to the VeVe showroom, right? Now, what we have right now is a vault, and it's clearly sort of in a house that is very far up into the sky. Let me quickly get into a less populated part of GTA, because otherwise I'm going to continue being interrupted. Honestly, I am in the city, so I can't really expect much different. But anyway, let's try to get through it. So where is this right now? We don't know where this place is, right? We just know that it's somewhere in the clouds. Now, my guess is that it doesn't have a specific location that has been set for VeVe. I'm hoping, though, that once the showroom as the metaverse, I should say, evolves, we should hopefully see some places that we can visit. Now, of course, some of you will know Decentraland, right? And of course, there's like this whole open world environment that you can walk around in. Apologies for the Facebook tone. You can sort of walk around. Am I getting hit? Did I just get hit? I feel like I just got hit. I feel like someone just crashed into me. In Decentraland, you have this open world MMO that you can sort of walk around and play games in, right? And GTA is basically the same thing, except for a lot more advanced, I would say, as far as the gameplay is concerned specifically, and a lot more polished and just looks better. Decentraland, of course, is incredible for what it does at the moment. No shade towards Decentraland, but imagine essentially, and this is what people do. People will literally drive around and they will listen to music. Personally, I will literally drive around when I'm just like trying to relax. I'll drive around for like 20 minutes, and this is a large map. So this is where we are currently, right? And this is how large the map is. So we can go to mountains over here. We have like a desert place over here. Obviously, we're in the city right here. There's a lot of places to go to. Now, one place that I specifically want to go to is the place called the Music Locker. Actually, now I think we're gonna have a quick stop of the casino so I can show you what I want to show you. So the casino right here is a place where you can essentially, as you can imagine, gamble, right? You can do slots machines, you can do horse racing, I believe. There's a wheel that you can spin that like gives you certain stuff. You'll see it all now, right? And essentially this is a social hangout place. This is a place where you can go meet your friends, have a drink, do whatever you want, right? Now, normally, because I have the music volume set all the way down, you can't hear it, but normally there would be music in here, right? And you can imagine essentially being in a social hangout, right, with other friends, right, having a drink or whatever, and literally listening to music, right? And this, when you think about how many people could get into this, considering how big GTA is, which is freaking huge, it's massive. And they continue building onto it, which is why GTA 6 is taking so long to build, I think, is because they don't need to build it right now because GTA 5 is doing so well. And the reason GTA 5 is doing so well is because we're obviously, especially through COVID, things were really, well, things still are obviously not in a great place. But essentially people can hang out and listen to music, and just the main thing there is hang out, right? It's the third place. Now, if we go over here, we'll see that there's actually like a back end concert thing that we can go into. And this is really important. So if we run all the way over here, we'll get in here and then we'll see this is where the Omi burns comes in, right? So the Omi burns come in, right? For example, straight away, if I try to walk in, you're going to see what happens. So we're going to try and walk in. We've got a bouncer right here. And if you have a look at the top left, it says you must pay the entry fee at the desk in order to enter the music locker. Let's try that again just so you can see it properly. And again, I'm being turned away because I have not paid. So I had to pay, I think, roughly $50 to $150, I think. So yeah, press E to pay the $150 entry fee to the music locker. Wearing fancy clothing and accessories will get you in for a reduced price. So if I press E, then I would be paying $150 out of the money that I've made on GTA. Now, there are two ways that you can make money in GTA. Either you can actually do stuff in game, like do missions, whether that's riding a taxi for people or driving a taxi, I should say, whether that's doing drug deals or anything like that. Or you can actually buy with real money. So what you would do is you would go onto the internet and you would buy what's called shark cards, and with shark cards you can then buy in-game currency. It's very similar to V-Bucks and Fortnite, right? You don't buy skins in Fortnite with dollars or with pounds or with whatever. You buy skins with V-Bucks in-game currency. So you spend roughly, say, $10 on V-Bucks, and then you can buy a skin with that. So I've just bought my ticket with $150, and of course that would be an Omi burn. Now, if we go into here, of course, we can see now that there's actually a club that we can go into. Now, there is music that's playing it, but again, the music volume is all the way down for me because it's copyrighted music. So you can see right here, this is a social hangout I'm talking about. So you have the drinks right here, you have people dancing right here, and now this right here, imagine this, but you're actually going there with your friends. Say that you have a few friends that you hang out with, you go to the bar with, you go to work with, colleagues, whoever it is, whether it might be a family, I don't know. And you come around here and you get a drink, right? And you basically just hang out in game, right? You can talk, you can, have a chat about, your day's work. You can talk about the last week, what happened, maybe have a serious conversation, whatever it might be. And there'll be music playing in the background, right? And of course, all this stuff is going to burn Omi as far as when you're paying for drinks, when you're going to actually get a ticket, maybe even as far as getting access to being able to listen to the music, right? You might have to pay NFTs for that, which of course isn't, when I say pay NFTs, buy an NFT, which is like a login thing, which actually is very similar to what we were speaking about in a way with Stoner Cats, which is a project that Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, and some others are involved with. We also have, of course, Vitalik, we have Seth, we have Chris Rock, right? We have Jane Fonda. And essentially the way to get into this, the way to watch this animated series that they have built is to buy an NFT. And the NFT essentially acts as your account, login, registration, password, all that sort of stuff. If you buy an NFT, then of course you are able to invest that. So you're able to sell that at any given time, and you're able to take part, which basically means enjoying and consuming the animated series right here. Not very far off from what we could have here, where you can buy an NFT that gives you unlocks to certain music, right? And the reality is that people will be wondering, why would any relevant artist go on and do this? The reality is that they make a good freaking cut from this, right? Now, if you think about how many people can be here, we could literally have many millions of users on VeVe, right? Wanting to be a part of this. Now, when you think about how many of those people are going to want to buy NFTs, to listen to music, to do different things, And when you think about being able to, of course, resell those NFTs, right? And of course, then you have the smart contracts in place where the royalties are in perpetuities. And essentially, the bottom line here is that artists will be paid better, be paid more, essentially. And there will be a very trackable system for that, as that, of course, is one of the best parts, I would say, about this blockchain technology. So that is what that's the main thing right here. There's something I'm really, really excited about. The fact is that we can essentially go around, we can go to casinos, we can go to clubs like this one, we can drive around, and there is a large area to drive around. Now VeVe, I would hope that we could even drive and essentially have an even larger map if we exit the music locker here. And of course, I could literally go for a walk, right? I wouldn't want to go for a walk in this weather, I'm not gonna lie, but we could go for a walk and we could literally, unfortunately GTA doesn't have this. And I want to make something very clear. What I'm talking about is not limited to GTA confinements. GTA, in fact, released back about 10 years ago. So I'd expect a hell of a lot more from VeVe than what we see right here. Now, if we open our mobile, of course, we have these different apps. We go to internet. Now, unfortunately, and I think this was a massive miss with GTA, they, I think, should have put music on phones. I think you should be able to walk around, put your headphones on and listen to your favorite music. And there is so much amazing music in GTA. So many people have fond memories of playing it, 7 years ago roughly, and listening to a certain song, and it brings them back to that time, right? So that is, I think, genuinely how this stuff can go. You can just see this universe right here, right? We have trees, we have I say trees like I'm just detailing everything, right? But we have this whole universe that you can explore, right? This is why GTA did so well. Now, if you think about why GTA did well, there's no reason why the metaverse for VeVe, i.e. the VeVeverse, can't also do well. With all the brands that want to get involved and are already involved, it could be absolutely huge. When will this happen? The reality is that GTAs take a long time to make. The last one we saw was back in roughly 2012, I would assume, 2013 maybe, and it is now 2021. So we're coming up to a decade and we don't even have a announcement for another one coming up. Obviously, that's because Rockstar have also been working on Red Dead Redemption, which obviously makes sense, but Rockstar is one of the biggest game studios in the world. ECOMI just does not, currently at least, compare at all. Nowhere near, at least as far as I'm aware. That said, is it impossible? Absolutely not. It's going to be baby steps. I'm going to get there, but it's going to take time. With that being said, though, what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments below. Are you excited about this? Are you excited about all the Omi burns that we could see from all this industry, right? The music industry could really do well from this. Imagine essentially so many people tapping into this one source with so many user bases, or so many users, sorry, in the user base. Absolutely incredible. That being said, 20-minute video almost. I want to finish it there. I'm going to be editing some stuff out, but it is going to be a long video regardless. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Make sure to also subscribe to me on YouTube if you're interested in what I'm posting. I'm going to be talking about a lot of metaverse stuff on this channel. We're going to be going through so many things going on. And of course, make sure to follow me on Twitter @ZakiZoo. And GTA is so freaking much, I tell you. Getting calls right now. That being said, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.